Annyeong! Okay, so I just finished my 2-part blog on how I got into K-dramas and Korean culture in general, and I thought it would be a good point for me to talk about some of the stereotypes that you find in K-dramas. I'm trying to learn about Korean culture in general as I'm learning about the language. Now, I realize this is not an update on how my language studies are going, and okay, just don't ask right now. Just don't ask. But this is a study in Korean culture in general, or rather, how not to study Korean culture. So I'm going to say my top 10 stereotypes in Korean dramas as if I think that this is how all Korean culture is. This is tongue-in-cheek and totally a joke, so please don't take it seriously. I mean, really, if you were to take American culture based solely on what our television shows say, it would be a very scary place to live. I mean, just imagine Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, and Gossip Girl all mixed up together. Oh, and SpongeBob. Ah! Anyway, that being said, this is my top 10 list of things I learned from K-dramas about Korean culture. But before I show you, or tell you, let me show you this. Because it's cool. Okay, here's my top 10 list, and once again, I do apologize to the country, culture, people, and language of Korea. This is a joke, please don't take it seriously. In Seoul, there is only 3 streets. There are 3 streets. There's a shopping street, there's a really nice street, and there's a slum. That's it. There are only 3 streets. Also, if you go on vacation, you're always going to go to that one island that I can't remember the name of. It's like Jeju Island or something. It's the only place that you ever go on vacation, ever. If you are a female Korean, don't get anywhere near water because you will drown. Just stop. Don't dive into water. Don't be near water. Don't stand near water because you're going to drown. Even if you're a champion swimmer, you will consistently almost drowned and have to be given mouth to mouth, which is sometimes really awkward because sometimes you're dressed up as a boy. And actually, even if you're a guy, don't go near water because you'll drown that way too. You just don't go near water. You're always going to drown. Always. The weather in Korea is always exactly the same. It's always snowing. According to Boys Over Flowers, it is always snowing in Korea. But in Love Rain, it's always autumn. So it's always like fall, but it's also always like snowing. I don't know how that happens. I just know what I'm being told. If you're a girl and you cut your hair, no matter how beautiful, no matter how feminine you act or are, it will be assumed that you are a boy. Everyone will think that you're a boy. If you need to dress up as a boy, or even if you're just happen to have a short haircut, everyone will think you're a boy as long as you have short hair. End of story. Everyone is dying. Everyone is dying. Everyone has cancer or tuberculosis, or maybe they're not dying, but they're like going blind or something. Everyone is dying. And I blame the healthcare system. I totally blame the healthcare system, probably because all of the doctors are vampires. All of them are vampires. Yeah. Men don't actually like pretty women. There are beautiful women in Korea, but none of the men like them. No one likes them, probably because all pretty women are actually just horrible shrews. There's not a nice pretty girl in Korea. Well, there are nice pretty girls, but for some reason everyone consistently talks about how not pretty these girls are. The nice ones are consistently told they're ugly, and the not nice ones are told they're pretty. I don't know how this works, but apparently that's it's a cultural thing. Apparently it's cultural. Yeah, totally. Just stop going outside, Koreans. Just stop. Don't go outside. If it's snowing, you will faint. If it's raining, you'll get a fever. If you go outside and you walk around too much, you'll pass out. Just stop going outside. Going outside, it's a bad idea. It doesn't matter what the weather's like. Just stop going outside. And on a side note, if your son is marrying somebody that you don't like, you will faint. if it's slightly windy, you probably will faint or pass out or get a fever. If you get shocking news, you'll get a fever too. I don't know how this is. This may be more than my list of 10, but you're going to get a fever no matter what. Somehow you will always get sick and get a fever. I think your immune systems are just really bad because you're all dying of cancer and the doctors are all vampires. And finally, and lastly, in my way over top 10 list of things I've learned about Korean culture, stop trying to cross the street. Just stop. Don't ever try to cross the street. You die. You get hit by a car or you die, or you get amnesia and you can't remember your girlfriend, or you're with your ex-girlfriend and you hit your head because she didn't look and see the car, and you try to save her and you hit your head, and then her current boyfriend, who we actually like way better than you, suddenly thinks that you're back together with her and everything's all messed up. Just stop trying to cross the street. It's just a bad idea. Just you will inevitably either be hit by a car or almost hit by a car, and someone will have to save you. Always, somebody has to save you. I blame Korean children's shows. Obviously, you didn't have Barney growing up, so you weren't told to look both ways before you cross the street. That's what I think it is. You didn't have Barney. Barney saves lives. Something like that. Okay, so obviously that was all a joke, but those are some of the stereotypes that I've seen in Korean dramas, and yeah, it would be hilarious if I thought that was true of all Koreans. On a really funny side note, the whole thing about crossing the street, it really is a huge stereotype within K-dramas that people try to cross the street and they either get hit by a car or they have to be pulled to safety. It makes for really funny moments, or really dramatic moments, and usually it's really cute whenever the main girl is about to step out in front of a car and the guy has to grab her, so it's a cute moment. But for a personal note, it is really funny to me because I tend to be a little ditzy that way, especially when I'm with a guy that I like, and I actually have had a guy have to save me like that before. Also, I think because of watching too many K-dramas, I have begun doing this to other people. I was out with a bunch of girls the other night, and one of my friends was going to cross the street, and I, for some reason, thought that she was in danger, and I grabbed her arm and pulled her out of the street and back onto the sidewalk with me. This was really funny because the car that was going to hit her was going about 5 miles an hour. And so this caused me and my friend and the guy driving the car to die laughing. It was a really funny moment. And I'm going to consistently hold this over her head that I saved her life, because I did. I totally saved her life. Okay, so if you like K-dramas, or maybe just even American culture, give me some stereotypes in the comments. Please give me some stereotypes that you know, and things that would be really funny if we actually believed they were true about our culture or Korean culture or any culture in general. Sorry that this is kind of a long video, but I hope it was kind of funny and amusing. Anyway, I hope that you have a really great day, and I will talk to you soon. Annyeong!